we are live and getting ready to get top 32. So right now we have a Maridon mirror match here. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. We're going against 2v2. You guys can see the deck list on the other side. So here they're getting ready to match up with each other. So let's get this started. It's going to be pretty sick. So let's make sure we could get all of this set up. But yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be exciting because like the mirror match is kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, they're still trying to match up with each other. As soon as they match up, okay, it looks like they're about to get started, which is pretty dope. Boom. Just want to make sure everything was good. I hope they have the correct code because they're currently trying to match up with each other. Looks like Missing No is probably updating the code. Let's make sure. Okay, finally, round number 1 is getting started. Let's see how it pops off. I mean, as soon as we get there. Alright, here we go. We got game number 1. So it does look like starting off with the Maridon not really having a choice. But, you know, it is pretty good that, you know, he does play a couple of Turos in his deck. So the person that we're spectating, his deck list is on top. And Xerox deck is at the bottom. Technically, I could move that for you guys just so it's a little bit more accurate. Boom. Missing No, and then what do you call it? Xerox is on top. So starting off with the double Ericko, kind of nasty. I don't think it's really gonna do that much because he could just send out Magnetons. I mean Magnezones to take care of the job here, and you know. Maridon is super strong as well, but the problem is you're gonna have to find a Turo in order to get rid of that. Here, you know, you're gonna wonder, are you gonna Pokeball first, or, you know? So it does look like we're gonna go into research, and then We're gonna go for the Pokeball here, hoping you could find a Magnemite, right? You definitely need that Magnemite. But no, you do get a Miraidon, and potentially you could give your opponent, well, his opponent already used his one copycat, so you know it's out of the question. You could be safe with a crazy amount of cards in your hand because it doesn't look like he plays any hand disruption at all as well. So I think we're looking good. All right, so we're just getting brick after brick. Let's see if he could get access to any of his Magnemites. He definitely needs Magnemite if he wants to, you know, progress with his game state. No, he does not have a Magnemite. Unfortunately, he's just gonna have to put energy here and like literally eat here. There's 8 cards in the deck. He's facing double Oricorio, potential what do you call it, Magnezone could come out of nowhere and start, you know, swinging. So right now Xerox is just sitting there pretty chilling. He really doesn't have any threats going on right now, so let's see how he just progress. So he is gonna opt in for just swinging in for 50 here, so that's also a good way to keep up with this as well. Okay, finally getting a Pokeball so we could advance the game state here, but at the same time, your Miraidon is sitting at 90, and he's one mirror shot away from getting 2 points. Don't know if you want to give away 2 points, you know, this early in the game. I know you have a Miraidon in hand, and I know you don't want to Turo and get rid of 2 energies you already built, so he's probably going to have to play the other one. The problem with this play is now Cyrus becomes a reality here. So, well, I mean, to be fair, he could activate the Turo on the one in the back if he's scared of Cyrus, which I think would be the right play here. You definitely need to get rid of that for sure. It's kind of unfortunate that the Clement is kind of dead in the hand as well too. There's not really much you could do here when it comes to that card, so you know, it is what it is. Okay, the opponent is gonna find the missing piece that he needs for his Magneton combo here. So now he's sitting pretty because as long as Xerox could get 1 point, he can literally obliterate anything on the board. So that's kind of scary to have, you know. So here we got the Magneton just coming out. He really wants to put that damage in. So right now Missing No is definitely looking a little roughed up right now. Going in for a quick swing of 90. Again, you don't want to lose an extra point, but there is a Turo. So honestly, depending, where did the energy end up going last turn? He did put it on the Magneton, so he could actually go for his own mirror shot here, which is pretty nice. I mean, the only problem with this, he did put the energy on the Miraidon, so maybe he's looking for a manual retreat here. Oh no, we're actually gonna go in for the offensive and pray. Now, the only thing is, you're definitely not gonna get the knockout here. And the problem is, once you do get a knockout, once your opponent is able to capitalize on their Miraidon, it's literally gonna be attacking like a nuke. It's tough. It's just a tough position to be on overall, so yeah, nah, it really be like that. It's definitely a lot of energy on the board right now to work with. And 50 damage is going to clear the Miraidon for sure. Ori is being put out on the field to be a scapegoat to get knocked out for sure. So, you know, it is what it is. Bong. That was kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. The game one is definitely looking more favored towards Xerox for sure. Okay, so we got the Magna Zone here. So the Magna Zone is definitely... I mean, does he have enough to do... 6 energy is going to be enough to do the 100, and he could just freely swing for 90 here and not really commit to the aggressive play yet. Yeah, nah, he could just freely swing in for 90 and chill. Because if you throw your Miraidon, you just risk your Miraidon, you know, getting knocked out, because, you know, you do have access to the Magneton in the back as well too. What Missing though could do is get access to their own, you know, cape, but at the same time, you know, realistically, it's not looking that strong, unfortunately, but yeah. So it looks like Xerox takes game number 1. We just went live right now, so let me post this. There is a 10-minute delay. Of course, we really value, you know, not cheating or anything like that, so that's one thing we want to make sure that does not happen. So that's why the 10-minute delay is definitely good here. I wonder if the homie... All right, heading into game number 2 here. So we're gonna start off with the Miraidon, but the biggest difference here, we're going to have access to Magnemites, and you have a Magneton in hand. I really do like the Pokemon Communicator. Is definitely amazing to have. So here, it's looking a lot better for the homie Missing though, so... See, we got 2 Magnemites. Turn 1, that's pretty chill, I'm not gonna lie. And, you know, even just getting that Turo would definitely help out the game state. you are in a situation too where you could just communicator and get the other magneton. You're not playing the Ori Choreos in this build, which is pretty solid, I'm not gonna lie. Ori could definitely help you defend, but yo, who needs it? That Pokemon communicator is gonna come in clutch for another Miraidon if they need it, if they could get rid of the Oricorio that's right in front of them too. So we're gonna charge up with energy here for sure. So trying to figure out where you could put the energy. He was hesitating on the Miraidon. I also think the Miraidon could have been a right play because Miraidon could have definitely what do you call it? Miraidon could have definitely put in some work, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, so it does look like he summoned his Miraidon. Don't know why, because like I mean, he needs 2 energy in order to definitely retreat. So it's kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. I guess he dropped it. Nah, it doesn't look like Xerox had a hand where he had access to a Magnemite, and you know, to really excel in this deck, you need to have access to the Magnemites, and he did waste his one and only copycat in deck. Personally, I feel more comfortable when you play more than one, but in this situation, it's looking good for Missigno because now he could technically just drop this other Miraidon and like potentially nuke here. Although it is 160, I think he could only hit for 140. Correct me if I'm wrong. 4, 5, 6. I think that's 140 on the board right now. So that Giantscape definitely putting in work for sure. See, we're in a format where maybe item removal could be pretty good. You never know. Nah, but we are in strange positions as well. We could also take a quick peek on Xerox's stream to see if it's a little bit more clear and we could have a little bit more understanding if it goes into a game number 3. Actually, it is lagging a little bit. We could swap over real fast, but then again, I don't know how that's gonna affect the screen, so maybe this laggy one would be alright for the time being, and then afterwards, we could shift over worst case scenario, you know? I could probably twist. So I mean, he did ended up pivoting to the Oricorio for sure. Safe play for sure. I do like it, but now, if he could find the Cyrus before he could Turo, that's the only. I mean, you played double Toro, so and everybody's playing one Cyrus, so the odds of Xerox currently having a Turo for the following turn would be pretty high here. You definitely have the Magnezone set up. I mean, the Magneton set up. So this is actually pretty good for him right now. So 6 cards left in deck, and hey, 6-7. Xerox has 6 cards in hand. I mean deck, And Missing No has 7 cards in deck. I mean, it really comes down to if he could top deck his. He's either gonna need a Turo or he's gonna need like a Cyrus or something like that, because getting the Cyrus, I mean, he could easily retreat here and get the free KO on the Oricorio, or he could definitely, yeah, I think that would be the play, seeing that Pokeball was the card that he ended up drawing. Unfortunate for him, but, you know, this Miraidon definitely has 6 energies, so if you're gonna take a point, I feel like taking the point right now would be, you know, the correct play here. And then you save that Pokeball for a Turo in the following turn. So you're gonna lead up with the Magneton, and then yeah, definitely take the free point here while you can, because you know Miraidon is definitely gonna be his one-shot wonder. And then once you get your Miraidon live, you know, you could just pop off. So first point going into Missing No. And honestly, I feel like he could potentially even pivot this game just to straight up Magnezone beatdown. But if he does not have Turo, it's kind of cooked. No way! He ended up having the Cyrus anyway to knock out the Miraidon. But only problem with this play. There's only one problem with this play. He's just gonna get reverse knocked out. This is rather unfortunate, because the opponent definitely has the Cyrus, and we are going to head into a game number 3 for sure. You know what? I'm down with this. I am down. Out of his whole deck, he does play 1 Turo. So we are seeing the matchup versus 1 Miraidon versus 2, so boom. And that's going to be it for game number 2. Missing No takes it. So let's actually check out Xerox's point of view too. Might be a little bit smoother. Alright, let me see if there's another match so we can get this ready while they search for each other. Alright, game number 3, let's see it. I'm so used to seeing I'm so used to seeing the Oricorio on the other side of the field, but you know, here we are starting off with the Ori lead here, which I mean, it's not pretty when you're looking at the Magnemite. The problem with Xerox's hand, he did end up drawing a bunch of bricks. Unfortunately, he definitely has double Magneton. Yeah, nah, the Ori in the front, Loki just might be cooked here. I mean, at the end of the day, dropping the PCL would be nice here because his opponent definitely is playing Copycat, and you don't want to give them any value off Copycat because technically Copycat is one of the best cards in the game right now. So everybody is definitely abusing that, and he's getting the Magneton, which is definitely what he needs right now. This is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And even if you do get the Miraidon, I'm not sure you want to lead off with that as well. Okay, Xerox is starting to pop off here, right? He needed the Magnemite combo here in order to get, you know, started and building up his backboard. So right now, I feel like the line of play for him is definitely to sacrifice both Magnetons, but I don't know. Well, at least one more Magneton after getting rid of a, what do you call it? A Ori, or maybe get rid of both Oris at this point and then just charge up everything. It's kind of tough. We don't know what Miss Signal's hand is, but he definitely has a Miraidon for sure. So when the HP really goes down super low for the Magneton, he's gonna be ready to swap it out and give all the energy to Miraidon and pop off. He was not able to put anything. Sorry. I'm just like dealing with trying to find the next match. Okay, so we get the Copycat, we get the Refresh, we get the Magnemite, we get Magnezone, because you definitely have to start clearing a path for your win condition. It's not even... Xerox can't even find what he's looking for. Alright, the Miraidon, I think it's ready to show up right now, which is actually pretty good here. Okay. So missing though, the fact that he already capitalized on getting, you know, this many points is kind of crucial here. Um, it's kind of insane. He's already looking at what, 120? Actually, he's looking at 160 with a Miraidon right now. If he has the Magneton. If he has a Magneton, he's looking at so much energy right now. Right now, I guess Xerox is planning to have something with a Miraidon. Oh, he gets the Miraidon and Magneton. So, I mean, it's still tough because he's gonna do 160 damage. It's kind of cooked. If Missing No has it, it's kind of cooked. Damn, the timer. Yeah, the timer's cooked. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. It really came down to the timer. It looks like Missing No is going to move on to the, what do you call it? In the tournament to top 16. Congratulations. So let me pull up the next match here. You know what? I'm down. Okay, we do have a good matchup here. We have Dugs versus what do you call it? Sora. We do have a Lucario. It's popping off. So let's play this for a little bit. Let me see if I could find a brand new match from the beginning. This is a top 8 match, by the way. It is looking pretty good. It is game number 1. I think we could stick with this one. I feel like this one is pretty good to watch. So let me pull up the deck list while they end up playing. Boom. Alright, here are the deck list. We have Mega Lucario and Mega Blaziken. Technically, this is game number 1. We do have the sleep variant of Mega Lucario, making it in to top 8, which is pretty interesting. Versing the Blaziken Greninja build that has been dominating the metagame right now too. So it does look like he has everything set up here. All he really needs in order to win. No, he did not have it. His opponent, Dugs, was actually getting ready to hit the concede button. That's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Now, that was insane. That was definitely insane, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so we are hitting game number 2. Chat, what are you guys rooting for? Are you guys rooting for sleep? Or are you guys rooting for Blaziken? High roll. I feel like there's just so much going on. Alright, so we're starting off with Torchic versus Riolu in the active spots. We're able to find a Igglybuff and, you know, set up the whole sleep scam, which is kind of unfortunate for Sora over here. But, you know, you do have access to maybe a combustion to get rid of that. But, you know, at the same time, it doesn't look like Dugs has access to, what do you call it, the Darkrai's. But could this hiking trail be a mistake? Could it definitely help out Dugs a little bit? Or is he... Oh, he's trying. Sora's definitely trying to find something a little bit more consistent, because it looks like that hand was not looking pretty. This is going to be a quick 2-0. X-Speed is here for sure. Evolving into Lucario for sure is going to be great value here. Getting rid of the extra X-Speed here to, you know, decrease the value of the second copycat in Sora's deck is definitely going to help. And also you're going to get value off the hiking trail. And it's honestly because of the hiking trail, because no matter what, you're always going to draw those 3 cards. But it did give copycat into his hand. So now he's going to drop everything on the board for sure. And it looks like we're going to get rid of the Igglybuff. Now, here's the thing. Sora could definitely come back if they have access to Flame Patch, Rare Candy, Blaziken. That's 3 cards, and those 3 cards better be on his hand if he wants to have something crazy like that happen. Gonna get the value out of the copycat here, right? Or is he thinking of getting rid of a Blaziken? I mean, a Torchic? Nah. The copycat's gonna definitely bring a lot more value. And look at this. You're gonna get 1 free point here, and then you're just gonna Sabrina for game. So actually, this might have sealed the deal for Dugs, and he is chilling. Sleep Lucario might be the wave. It definitely might be the wave. I think going off with the early Sabrina here was mainly to make sure the Blaziken doesn't come out with 1 energy and it can attack. As these decks only play 1 Flame Patch, he's kind of betting that he doesn't have it. So it's gonna, you know, put Sora in a position where they have to have, you know, that 1 card in order to advance their game state. That's it. Dugs takes this match. Alright, let me find another match for you. Okay, so here we have another top 8. It's gonna be Brendan versus Mega Sora. So let me set that up for you guys. Does look like we are definitely in game number 1 for sure. Let me get rid of these real quick. So the Chen Pao is definitely here. This one is 14. Boom. Alright, so we have a Darkrai Hydreigon versus Chen Pao for sure. This is definitely a very classic matchup that we always get to see here, so it's kind of crazy. Damn, that was his hand, rare candy, and a Baxcalibur. So that was gonna wrap it up here for game number 1 for Brendan. Just gonna make a quick announcement in the Discord to make sure if you guys are in top 4, make sure to not stream your game. I mean, play your game. All right, here we go. Starting off with Bombardier and a Mega Absol. Alright, so starting the fridge back is kind of rough. Unless you do have access to your boat in order to swap in to the Suicune. Suicune definitely could definitely help you out in this as well too. Chen Pao is in the back chilling. See, with this start, at the very least, you do have the access to retreat the Mega Absol. I think the last thing you really want is taking damage on this Absol, even if it is from, like, this 20, because you don't want to open yourself up to, like... I mean, you're not really playing Cyrus. Your opponent's not playing Cyrus. So, you know, but it'll still put him in a position where Chen Pao... Actually, no. I feel like he's chilling. I do like the Julia being played in this deck because you could definitely find the Baxcalibur so much easier. And hold up, wait a minute. There is a Hydreigon play and rare candy popping off pretty soon. This is insane. This is insane. Alright, going into the rare candy. Does look like we're just gonna pop off and give the energy to the, what do you call it, Chen Pao here. And then I'm thinking swinging in for 20. Maybe a quick retreat if Suicune becomes a thing. But at the same time, you know, even if he swings here, he's definitely gonna be in trouble because, you know, the Hydreigon is gonna come and those 2 free points are gonna be, you know, heavy toll on them. Boom. So now this puts him in a position where it's going to give it's not going to give him the points he needs in order to pop off. Rather unfortunate, but Lucky Ice Pop is here. He could definitely heal both his Hydreigon and his Mega Absol here. So that's actually pretty interesting. But now you're not playing anything to drag this Pokemon out. So that's the unfortunate part. And seeing how that's the possibility, he's gonna go in and take away the Professor's research. Now, instead of swapping into the Hydreigon, you know, Brendan does realize he really can't do that much damage or, end the game here. But hey, Suicune and then Chen Pao popping off late game is kind of a real threat here. So now he has to put himself in a position where he could heal up to 130, somewhere away from the 130 threshold. So is it possible? Yeah, you do have access to double copycat. Lucky Ice Pop. Lucky Ice Pop does crazy things. It pulls miracles, and here we go. We got one heads. Can we get another? It's kind of insane. He's just flipping for dear life right now. Okay. He's at 130. He needs two flips in order to win this. He needs one more heads. He does not get the heads. Chen Pao. This thing is Chen Pao range of getting knocked out. We have a game. We have a game where Brendan has to draw that Cyrus. Has to draw that Cyrus if he wants to win this game. Yes, 2 turns. 2 turns in order to get there. That's kind of nice, getting the free retreat cost, but that's going to cost him a point. This is definitely going to cost him a point. Because in reality, he definitely needed to get one of those ice pops to be, to heal the, Hydreigon, to get out of that 120 range from the Suicune for sure. Oh, yeah, it's over. It's over because now Chen Pao comes in and attacks for a game. Holy. All he has to do is charge up both of them and attack the Absol in the back. We are heading into a game number 2. Alright, while that's getting set up, let me check something else. Yo. Top 4 is being held up. They're both gonna be streamed. I made an announcement in the Discord. Just heads up. Sorry for the lack of commentary on this one. I was just making sure everything is set up for the next couple of matches. Does look like we're just gonna. All right, now that we got that settled somewhat. All right, the next one is going to be Kabasu versus Dugs. It's going to be top 4. It's going to be a Lucario matchup. So if you guys are hyped for that, it's going to be Lucario versus Gorgeist Altaria. It's definitely going to be a interesting match here. So, and it does look like if he doesn't have a way to get rid of this Chen Pao, he's definitely in trouble here. He does got 2 points. He could Sabrina, but the problem with doing the Sabrina, it could buy him a turn. So right now he is fighting for dear life. Looks like Suicune is the choice to come out. Which is kind of insane now that you do have access to getting a second Hydreigon. At this point, you know, you do really want to use the one that's already about to be knocked out. So you do only take 20 damage from that, so... The fact that he doesn't play Cyrus as well too, so that also gives him an opportunity to come back. And also this Mega Absol could definitely come back and, you know, win him the game. If he hasn't played his Cyrus, this could be huge because there's 3 cards left in his deck. He gets that Cyrus, the game is over. If his opponent could get the, you know, rare candy combo play here too, it could also be over too. So 2 energy definitely has to go into the Suicune, and it is gonna go into the Suicune here. I think at this point, definitely you retreat into the backs, into the Chen Pao, and then you just chill. And you pray that your opponent does not have access to Cyrus, because Cyrus is going to be a real lose condition. He ended up getting the Cyrus that he needed, and it does look like Brendan is gonna move on. Let me just make sure I have this correctly. Okay, so we have the next top 4, which is gonna be Doug's versus Kabisu here. So let me pull up both decks. We are playing against. We do have a Gourgeist Altaria. Let me just get rid of all these random decks that are popping off. So we got the Altaria Gourgeist going up against Lucario, which is going to be a very interesting matchup here because it's kind of something that we are used to seeing in the last format, but at the same time, it's Gourgeist. Gourgeist hits like a truck, and we could definitely see how it could play into this matchup. So let's pull this up. Once I have this all set up, we could get ready. Alright, this is gonna be bong. Okay, we have both decks, and I'll let them know to start. Alright, we could take a look at... Let's take a look at the Gourgeist player. for the first game. That could be definitely something interesting to watch. Actually, Kabasu's stream is not pulling up, so let's go back into Doug's. Let me see if I could add text, by the way. Try to find good font, by the way, while they search each other. You know what? At this point, I'm down with it. Bong, let's go. Top 4, we have Riolu and a Darkrai start. And then we have a Pumpkin Boo start. So Pumpkin Boo is definitely one of the best starts that you can get if you are playing this deck right here, for sure. Riolu is not so much that hot because at the end of the day, you're being threatened to get hit by 70. You don't want to get hit by 70. So the copycat here is going to allow Dugs to find a X speed and maybe an Iggly buff, or even just the Iggly buff is good enough. Oh my god, the Iggly buff is the plot armor here because you have literally, those are the best 4 cards in this scenario that you could draw in order to pop off, because even if the Gorgeist comes in here, pop off, it needs 1 energy to swing, and it's gonna eat that up. And even if he has a Swablu's not gonna be able to get online fast enough here, which is rather unfortunate for Kabasu right here. That is kind of wild, I'm not gonna lie. That is plot armor. Alright, go in with the professor's research. That was kind of clutch for him, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, let's put him. Let me pick something sick. Alright, going into the Gorgeist here. Gorgeist is pretty strong. Gonna be able to attack for 70 real quick here. Get the free point. But the Lucario is definitely here to get that free revenge knockout. So it either becomes he stalls out by sacrificing maybe one more Pumpkin Boo, but like even having the Darkrai and going for another sleep play is also really a good potential, you know, a potential like play that could come up because he does play double Igglybuff. So now the problem here, Kabasu is one energy, you know, behind. So you either gotta really commit it to the Swablu or nothing. So that could be telling. You do have access to the cards that you need here. The simple fact that it could hit for 20 more damage is insane. If he gets the Karina, oh my god. No way. Sabrina is a win con here. Sabrina is definitely a win con. Because now he just puts an energy and swings. No, he doesn't even have to do that. He hits for 140 and he's good. Boom. Showing you that Lucario is just simply a super strong deck and dominant. Like, you can't like not play this, you know? Okay, we're dropping everything on the board. Hitting for 150 damage is insane. Gonna drop the Sabrina with no hesitation, and that's gonna be game number 1 going to Doug's Lucario and Igglybuff sleep scam, as we call it. Now that's kind of crazy, if you ask me. Here we are, heading into game number 2. Who's your money on? Are you guys rooting for Gourgeist Altaria, or are you guys rooting for Lucario Sleep? Lucario Sleep is still a valid deck. Lucario Sleep is very valid. Here we go. Alright, so starting off with Riolu, kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, you do have access to the research and Copycat to, you know, fix your hand. If you're able to, like, find what you need here, like the last game, I think you could really pop off. No matter who you are. But, you know, that is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Drawing into Lucario, I think it might be nice to play the Copycat in this situation because you literally have 4 cards, so what you're doing here is basically replenishing your hand. You do have access to the Lucario, but the thing is, you know, if he has a Gourgeist, you automatically lose the Riolu if you don't draw another basic, so you kind of force the Copycat in this situation for sure. It might pay off. I'm not gonna lie. It might pay off. Unfortunately, it did not pay off. It's because the Riolu is just chilling there and, you know, I don't know. Is he thinking that he's just gonna go ballsy and swing and pray that he doesn't have access to it? Or is he just gonna go Igglybuff sleep? Because, like, if he waits for the Igglybuff, there is a chance he could pivot into his, sleep scam. So, he's never gonna get the Lucario online again, so it's gonna be insane. Okay, it does look like they do have the Altaria right here popping off. They had access to the Gorgeist, so they're gonna have to discard a card, which is gonna be Chingling for sure. And it does look like he scoops it up, and he's going to move into the next game. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Who's gonna take it? Is it gonna be Altaria or is it gonna be Lucario? Definitely looking a little tough here. I'm not gonna lie. Looks like we're gonna get rid of the X speed for sure, and then get max value from Copycat that you can from this first turn. Definitely trying to look for that Darkrai. Hopefully, there we go. Now he can start popping off with the sleep scam plays here, and starting in the following turn, he could definitely start stacking up that Riolu. So it does look like potentially this Pumpkin Boo is going to be knocked out in the next round for sure. And it doesn't wake up, so in the following turn, it's gonna take an additional 20. Not like it actually matters because he's definitely gonna get knocked out for sure. So starting off with double Altaria and the Comfy here. The Comfy is huge because sleep is not a real thing. It is not a real threat anymore. I think, damn. He's definitely in a tough position because he already researched. Could get rid of that, get rid of more cards so his opponent doesn't get his own value from Copycat. Being protected here, you guys could see the Comfy is super strong. There is one thing I will say. This copycat is gonna go hard. Because he's gonna have access to Mega Lucario, maybe the Korrina. So whenever the Mega Altaria pops out, he could just go for game. But the problem is, you do not want to activate the field, because if you activate the field and your opponent has Training Arena, you're kind of cooked. I think you have to copycat in this situation. How many cards does he have? 8 cards. 8 and 8. Rough. Because if you play the field, you get bumped and then you're no longer at that threshold of 190. He's gonna do it anyways. But that gives him 2 turns to look for that Training Arena. Gives him 2 turns. But he does have another win con, which is Sabrina. There is the Korrina. There is the Korrina. The other win con is definitely Sabrina.
No way.
I wonder how many cards he has left in his deck right now. 3 cards. If he draws that one Sabrina, I think it's insane. It would be kind of insane. This is huge. We gotta see what Kabasu does here. Going for the research. He did go opt-in going in with the Swablu with the energy. I'm just saying, if he doesn't have Training Arena, he's in a tough spot. Are we gonna see the retreat? Or are we gonna go for sleep? Oh no. Oh no. What are we gonna see here? More stall? It stays asleep. That's huge. That is huge. Going in with the... That's kind of insane. I would have imagined maybe giving that to the Altaria so the Altaria doesn't get knocked out by the Korrina. Would have been a nice play here. But I mean, technically now he has 1 free energy to put damage on the Mega Lucario, so it doesn't look like the Sabrina... That sleep play was kind of crucial for Kabasu here. Definitely in a tough position here because 4 cards left. You're literally looking at a Cyrus loose con right now. Your Igglybuff sleep is not gonna do anything of value here. Even if you swap into the Lucario, it's just you're not in a good position here. I think he gives up a Swablu, the one with no energy. Gotta move quick. 45 seconds on the clock. right now he has to pray. He literally has to pray that he doesn't have a training arena or Cyrus. Cyrus being the main one. Does he have the Cyrus? Cyrus is here, and Mega Altaria is moving on to the grand finals. Good games, good games. That was kind of insane. Yo, I couldn't ask for a better top 4. That was kind of insane. One of the players that we are actually waiting for is Brendan is in his match. It might be a Brendan versus Missing No match, so let me see where he's at this game. Did they end up finishing? Could be Altaria, I mean Maridon too. So grand finals. Kabasu moving on to grand finals. Alright, so we got the next top 4. Let me tell them. Okay. So this matchup in top 4 is gonna be Hydreigon Mega Absol versus Maridon. It's gonna be definitely an interesting way to set this up. Oh wait, I lied. It's Hissan, there we go. Actually, it's gonna be Espeon Sleep versus what do you call it? Espeon Sleep versus the Hydreigon. Actually, I'm excited to see how this match plays out because I haven't really gotten to see this match myself. Boom. Both deck lists are on the, what do you call it? Both deck lists are on the stream, so we could get this ready to go. Alright, here's the top 4. Right now we could take a quick peek of Brendan's side, and then we could alternate and swap out to what do you call it, Hassan as well too. Either or, it's gonna be a great match, you know. Sleep Scam versus the previous threat in the metagame too. Whenever they match up. Taking forever to match up. That's crazy. Alright, here we go. Game number 1 is here. Wow, look at this start. This start is atrocious. I'm not gonna lie. I feel bad for the Hydreigon. He's starting with the Dano. I mean, really, his biggest out to this is him drawing Rare Candy. If he doesn't see another Pokemon and his opponent has double Darkrai, it's cooked. It's cooked. One Darkrai. Swablu. Okay, another Eevee. So there is no space, but at the same time, still threatening. Very much threatening here. Does look like we're gonna go in for a quick 20 damage. You definitely need that damage for sure. Espeon is almost always in the hand. I'm not even gonna cap. Like, I feel like at this point, it's almost guaranteed. Mega Altaria coming out as well is just crazy work. Professor's research. Hassan is definitely flexing out here. Yo, both Espeons coming out. That's crazy. Like, the reason you are playing like this as well, if you're Mega Hassan, for those of you guys that don't know, you do not want to give Hydreigon any value of Copycat, because Copycat helps them out, you know, get into their Rare Candy. Hydreigon, of course, he doesn't know that he has double Hydreigons, and it's just cooked. That's unfortunate. We're going to be heading into game number 2. That's actually pretty quick. Can Brendan turn this around? That was crazy fast, I'm not going to lie. Alright, here we go. Going into the next match. Damn, that's kind of tragic. Having the what do you call it? The lonely Dano on the field. I mean, you do get value off your you do get the early game value with your copycat, but the problem here is you're gonna take a crazy amount of damage. Like, you're not gonna be able to evolve this turn, which is rather unfortunate. But you do wake up, so there is a potential to pivot here. Going to draw 2 cards here. Okay, actually, it's not as bad as it looked, to be honest. Because now you could put the energy on Mega Absol and then have that as a revenge attacker in the follow-up. Yeah, sure, you're going to have to sacrifice the Dano in the front, but in this scenario, you do have access to Hydreigon popping off. Alright, so what are we looking at now? We are looking at a Hydreigon play for sure. Here, the pivotal position, you have to wake up. You have to wake up with your Hydreigon once you take damage from that Espeon if you even want to consider winning this game. I mean, he's considering where to put the Rocky Helms, where it would be a little bit more valuable. So it does look like he's gonna give it to the I was gonna say Hydreigon, to the Mega Absol, because you know Mega Absol does have plenty of HP to survive with too, and Lucky Ice Pop going to come out automatically on the Hydreigon. Does he get it back? No, the Scam Pop is not here. 0 cards in hand. His opponent has 1 card in hand. This is definitely going to be tough because you never know. Hassan could definitely be missing the Altaria here, so. No way. This is 80 damage right here. No way, and that was actually an Altaria in the back. Not going to lie, it's definitely looking a little bit cooked. He has to wake up right now if he has a chance, wants a chance of winning this game and making it a comeback to game number 3. He does not wake up, and the game is kind of over from here. Yeah, it's kind of over because you're gonna sacrifice this point and you can't really do anything because the Mega Absol is gonna come in and only hit for 80 damage, and then sure, the Espeon can come in and swing, right, and it'll knock itself out, but it's gonna put a significant amount of damage onto the the Espeon, I mean to the Absol. So yeah, no, it's definitely not looking favored. It's just that Espeon sleep with Altaria, it's just too fast. It moves way too quick in the meta. And holy, we're going into Sabrina player. That's actually surprising. Oh yeah, I forgot that the training arena does 10 extra more damage. Because to be honest too, if the Absol stays asleep, it's cooked. Yeah, it's cooked. That's game. Wait. There is pop, but there really isn't a way to come back from that. Good games, good games. Rather unfortunate. It definitely was a dominant performance from the sleep Espeon for sure. But you know what? You know what that means? We are heading into grand finals here. So grand finals is definitely going to be an insane match. Let me get out of this for sure. I don't want to dox anybody. So let me just pull up everybody's deck, so we can get this started. Let me know what deck you guys are most excited to see, because right now we do have Mega Altaria versus, I think I have the deck here, hold up. Yes. All of these links are insane. Do I have it up? This one is okay. Now it just really comes down to which version of Altaria do you guys really want to see win? Do you guys want to see Gorgai's Altaria win? Or are you guys more into seeing Sleep Espeon? Because I know one deck here has been getting an insane amount of hate since its birth. Make sure I get this. Cool. So we have everything set up. Let me go and spectate. Okay, perfect. We have everything. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be Hassan versus Kabasu. It's going to be Altaria Gorgais versus Altaria Espeon. Let me know what deck you want to see win, and just take everything home. Alright, so as soon as they match up... Okay, there we go. Gotta give this the proper music. Grand Finals is here. Alright, so we see Swablu start, and then we have a Jirachi with a Swablu in the back, which Jirachi in the front isn't that bad because you could definitely start popping off. If he drops a Igglybuff, it's basically a free point, and don't think you want to be giving that up anytime soon. But here, we definitely got the Lacia, so we could get access to the Chingling. Chingling would be kind of nice to have, but definitely interested on where he's gonna swing. Going in for the Swablu is definitely the right play because it applies pressure to your opponent where you can't really evolve this Pokemon because it becomes a liability for sure. He's definitely flexing the Igglybuff there just for a potential sleep play in this turn because realistically you could retreat the Swablu, go in for sleep, and then you get nice value. Now the only thing is if you could stay asleep, this would be huge. This stream actually kind of froze, so let's go into Hassan. Nothing really missed here, we're just going in for a quick sleep play. You just had to refresh Kabasu. So it does look like he had to stay asleep once he swung. So you're definitely gonna have to sacrifice the Jirachi here, which is kind of huge. Going in for the copycat for one is kind of necessary, but you do have access to Cyrus in order to, you know, start applying pressure into the following. So it does look like Chingling is definitely going to be sent out here. Unfortunately, it's not looking that pretty for Kabasu. We do have the Espeon with the 1 energy going to retreat because you definitely want to pick up the knockout here and guarantee it for sure. That is big. That is big. Because, like, sleep is not going to be that real anymore. But the only issue here now is... yeah, you're in a position where Altaria... well, does this Altaria even have energy? No, it doesn't have energy. That is kind of wild that it can survive. So all you're doing is literally 10 damage. Going in for the Sabrina. That's big. That's huge. Because the sleep is going to be affected here because it does not have an energy. And I'm not sure if its ability even affects itself. It stays asleep. Sabrina was huge in this. Okay, so once you apply the energy, you do end up healing and re-waking up, which is amazing. Going in for the Cyrus play here. You definitely have to at this point. $140 damage. You only play one Cyrus. So he's in a position where he has to apply a lot of damage onto this Altaria before the other one comes out. So the thing is, does he have it? The energy doesn't go into the other Altaria in the back. We do see it in the front, and copycat for 0 is kind of crazy. Hassan is definitely in a crazy position right now. There could be a situation where... no, both players already played their Cyrus. Well, no, it didn't. He used Sabrina for that Comfy. Right now, Hassan needs a Cyrus to win this game. Did he draw it? Just gonna go in for 110 damage, and somehow, some way, Kabasu moves on to round number 2. I mean, game number 2. With the win. That was insanely close. I'm not gonna lie, that Espeon deck seemingly looked strong as hell. I honestly thought like they were gonna win that. I don't know how they came back, but like they definitely. I don't know. My brain is fried after that one. I'm not gonna lie. Let me not have their stuff pulled up. They definitely have a lot of things in there where they're like looking at Discord, so don't want to put them in the spot. But we are heading into the next game. Is Sleep Altaria Gorguys gonna take this, or is it going to be Sleep Espeon? Not gonna lie, this is looking insane. I'm not. Getting good value damage out of the Pumpkin Boon here. Oh, wait a minute. Could definitely go in here and start swinging. But is the Comfy gonna come in? Nah, no Comfy, unfortunately. I do like that you do have the tech Chingling, because people forget Chingling is definitely a good card right here in the metagame, and you know, something not to sleep for. Not to sleep on, especially now that we're seeing so many Blazikens. It's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. Honestly, this might be my new favorite deck. I'm not gonna lie. But then again, it always seems like Espeon has like the best starts, so. Now, what are we gonna lead on? Are we gonna be a little bit more on the aggressive side? It does look like we're gonna go aggressive. Oh, the Comfy's here! We're gonna get rid of the Chingling, it does look like, with Gorguys here. And I wonder, yeah, he's not gonna evolve because, you know, you could be in a position where you have to discard a card. Okay, dropping the Training Arena, which Training Arena definitely helps your opponent. Well, technically it helps the Gorguys here as well. You can't really rely on the sleep aspect here. I do like Comfy in the metagame right now because Comfy definitely just allows you to do a lot. But this is actually good not showing your Altaria because your opponent had to pull up with the Altaria. And now, gonna go in and swing with an extra 10 damage as well too, so. The thing is, he's in a position where he has to draw like one more basic in order to pop off. Hassan has to bet on no Cyrus, has to bet on no basic Pokemon being drawn. There is one Pokeball, and 1 Lycia in this deck. I mean, 40 damage is 40 damage. Or 50 damage. Wait a minute. That's huge. But the problem here is it's not going to be enough, is it? Oh, it is enough. No, it's not. I thought it did 90. I'm tripping. It only does an extra 10, not an extra 20. So, I mean, it buys him a turn to get like a copycat or Professor's Research. I don't know. He definitely needs something like that in order to win. It doesn't look like he's going to be in a position to get that. So, we are going to head into a game number 3, grand finals. I wouldn't have it any other way. All right, let me hide his screen real quick so it doesn't get dots. So yeah, game number 3 is kind of insane. I mean, we could show this because it doesn't even matter at this point because nobody's gonna be able to stream snipe because we are 10 minutes in the future. So alright, so we're starting off with Jirachi on Kabasu's side. No shot. This guy got like one of the best starts in his deck right now. No, the Comfy is here. He dropped that frame 1. I mean, at this point, you drop the Training Arena because you don't want that card to be stuck in your hand and give your opponent free copycat value. Wow. Just wow. I mean, he also has the opportunity to retreat the Igglybuff to go into Espeon to pick up a clean knockout on this Jirachi. So right now, that's what he's probably wondering, if he should, you know, just protect the Jirachi. But then again, we are in a crazy position right now, so let's see what he ends up doing. How many of you guys like this field, by the way? The mat that he's using with the Ultra Beast. Yeah, it does seem like the extra HP is gonna give him enough value to at least very much pick up a free knockout on the Igglybuff, and I think that would be a little bit more valuable in the long run. Swablu's here. Getting that 10 extra damage. Let's go. I feel like sleep is definitely the wave. $30 damage on the Igglybuff. Let's go. So now that sleep isn't really going to be that viable, I think he's just gonna come in here and start swinging heavy with the Mega Altaria. I think that's the only reality you have. But no Mega Altaria, I think we're just gonna pray we draw it with the Copycat. He took a major gamble here. Did it pay off? No, it did not pay off. It did not pay off. Looks like we're gonna go in. Did he get the Espeon? Okay, Espeon's here to swing. So at least you're gonna pick up a clean knockout here. Both players are gonna be in the same position where, you know, they're just doing somewhat damage on each other. But yo, that was a crazy top deck. Now let's think about this, right? Think about this very clearly. You definitely need the extra swing here. But you're gonna get rid of the Chingling for sure. He has the Altaria. Nothing is gonna knock out this Gourgeist. Sabrina! Oh my god, that means the sleep plays are going to be valid in live. Sleep is going to be live. Oh my god. It's gonna have to be the Swablu. I mean, not the worst thing in the world here, because he could swing. He has to drop the Altaria here. He could definitely get a free swing. Oh, it really comes down to, does he have the Altaria? Does he have the Mega Altaria? Oh, he got rid of his own Altaria. Hold up. I think he's just betting that his opponent doesn't have it. Does his opponent have Altaria? Professor's research, this is getting crazy. Hassan is going for the Pokeball for max value. You definitely want the max value for Altaria. Is he just making this Darkrai's here? Does he have it? No! The Darkrai comes out! No Mega Altaria! Was that the right play? Kabusu getting rid of Altaria? Because here, he could have won the game. Well, technically not, but still. He could have retreated. He could have evolved the Altaria, put it up the front, and then just draw 2 cards with research to try to look for his Cyrus or something. Sabrina actually will win him the game here, but wow, this is insane. This is insane. It just bought him a turn to get the Altaria too. Dude, this is insane. No way, Cyrus, to end the game. End the match. And your brand new winner is Altaria Gourgeist with the Comfy. Let's go. GG's. Oh my god, the fact that Hassan could not find The fact that Hassan could not find what he was looking for was insane. Holy, that was an insane matchup. I was not that was not on in my book.
Wait a minute. That's oh, it is no.
All right, that was the grand finals. We have comfy gore, guys. Let me pull this up so everybody could see it. Desktop, boom, and here we go. This is the list that ended up winning. We have Mega Altaria, Jirachi, Gore Guys, Comfy, with the Sabrina Cape training arena. The Jirachi is actually pretty clutch. Let's take a quick peek at what they were playing. So if we go to Kabasu's matches, he did have an insane run, right? Won the mirror match, beat another Altaria Espeon. Fighting was probably free. He had 1, 2, 3, 4 different variants of Blaziken Greninja. Hydreigon was, destroyed. No, he lost to Hydreigon Brendan, which we saw him in top 4. So he did end up losing to a good player. He tied to get in here, and once he got in here, he played against Charizard and Iron Moth. Suicune backs another version of Espeon Altaria, Blaziken Greninja, fighting, and then all the way up here. The one deck I do not see here is Miraidon. So Kabasu kind of dodged Miraidon, so this deck actually ended up popping off. So if we go here into the standings, this is, let me end the stream and the tournament here so we could finish the tournament, and then we'll get the accurate standings. Boom. I'll end it from my phone. Bang. Alright. End the tournament. So the tournament is finished, and as we refresh, we have Mega Altaria Gourgeist winning the whole thing. Second place, Altaria Espeon. Then we have Hydreigon, Mega Absol, Lucario, Igglybuff, Miraidon, Magnezone. And then we have Suicune EX, Baxcalibur, and then 7 and 8, Mega Blaziken and Greninja EX. Definitely a deck that has been seeing a lot of popularity in the meta. But this is going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for coming through and watching this tournament. We're going to be throwing more tournaments, and I'm going to see if I could fix my layout to make it a little bit more better. It looked a little chopped day 1. It looked a little bit more presentable in this day number 2. But we'll definitely fix this and make it look a little bit more professional. I haven't done these streams in a long time, but you know what? I'm down to get back on the tournament grind. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out. Have a good one. Later. And it is not champions. We could ignore the champions ending.